For me, the best game of the tournament so far, and probably the best game for most people, it was always billed to be the best game of the tournament, was New Zealand versus Slovakia. So, you got two world powerhouses, and they battled out to a 1-1 draw. And I think New Zealand actually got robbed with Slovakia's goal being offside. So, for me, being from New Zealand, it's a huge result, but I feel like we deserve the 3 points. Yeah, it's we've never achieved a result at a World Cup. We've scored goals at a World Cup before, but we've not achieved a result. So that for us is just massive. And you can see it in the way the guys were celebrating. It was like we'd almost won the World Cup. But it's a huge step forward for New Zealand football, and it's come a long way. For me, I was fortunate enough to represent New Zealand at age group level, and there's nothing better than putting on that white jersey, the silver fern on your chest, and going out and playing for your country and playing for a country we're the underdog, and you've got nothing to lose, and just getting together with a bunch of guys and trying to make history. Because every time New Zealand steps on the world football stage, that's it. Because our international footballing history is not really that glowing. So. There's a lot of chances for a lot of guys to really make their stamp on the game, forever in New Zealand.
Most impressive goal for me was the very first goal, South Africa. I think a guy named Shabalala scored it. And I thought it was a great strike. It was a great build-up, good ball, and he just pasted it into the top corner. First goal of the tournament in South Africa. South Africa takes the lead, and just for the moment and for the pure strike, I think so far the first one's been the best of the tournament, and so far there haven't been a lot of goals to count against it, but that one was best for me. Yeah, we did. We all watched the England game, the U.S.-England game last Saturday in Miami. It was a good result, but Slovenia came out and they won their game. They're at the top of the group now, and so if Slovenia wins the game, they've got 6 points, and the U.S. is facing a huge uphill battle. So I think it's very important to get a result. You kind of have to put the England result behind you and all the emotion from that behind you. And I think I was reading that one of the Slovenia guys came out and guaranteed a victory, which I thought was pretty bold. But so yeah, it's got to be changing the mindset from being an underdog to being a favorite, which is not something that we're used to. And I think seeing both of these teams play, we're definitely the favorite. We should advance. But it's just a matter of going out there with confidence and doing it.
I think the very first goal of the World Cup was probably the most amazing one. A whole nation, South Africa, everybody thought they were going to lose 3 or 4-0, and they scored the first goal, and it was a beautiful goal. I think they shocked everyone, and, it was great to see that goal. I think their chances are very high. I think their confidence is higher than it's ever been. They just came off a tie with England. It's very good. That's the hardest team in their bracket, so they just got to keep focused, and I think they can get results.
For me, it's been Germany. So far they've been playing great. Their first game, they were just reeling and dealing. That's just their type of style. They have that style where they can pretty much face anyone, and it showed. And they really flourished. They were on at a young team, but they were really passing the ball well. They're very disciplined, in their system. But they were getting through and creating a lot of really good scoring chances. And as a result, they won 4-0 against Australia. So, so far they've been really impressive. I think Spain, too. I know they lost the game, but just the way they pass and the way they move off, the ball and work for each other has been quite amazing. But that's soccer, even good teams like Spain lose to a team like Switzerland off a good, or maybe a lucky goal. I'm not sure if there's any players in the World Cup besides some of the U.S. players that I played against, but I remember playing with the U20 team, the U20 national team, and we had a tournament where we faced Brazil and their U20 team, and I thought, playing against them, they were absolutely amazing. Just some of the skills that these guys had, and just really at that age, even the maturity that they had, on the ball and that type of thing, they really surprised me, and as a result, it was a tough game for me as a defender. I was chasing a lot that game, but I remember that pretty clearly as one of the games where I was like, wow, these guys are amazing. And I'm sure most of those players now are playing at top level somewhere in Europe or Brazil. So for me that's probably the toughest and maybe more talented teams I've played against.